NAT, the Network Address Translation Service. This is one of the most used protocol on the internet these days. It's here to address a very serious problem. We're running out of IP address space. Yeah, 2 to the power of 32, it sounds like a high number, but we do have a lot more hosts, a lot more router with network interfaces requiring these IP addresses. Therefore, IP addresses is a scarce resource on the internet. To get one, you pay quite a bit of money. This is also why, okay, if this is home network here behind the local network, your deal with the ISP is often this. You pay a specific amount of money monthly. You get a certain downlink bandwidth, certain uplink bandwidth, and a certain number of IP addresses. Usually you get one static IP address or 4 dynamic ones. Okay? If you pay more, maybe 8 dynamic ones. But essentially, the more IP addresses you need being allocated from the ISP, the more money you pay. So it's not like every family can afford paying that much. So to try to save money, this is what we often do at home. Okay? We just, subscribe for one IP address. And then we create a home network, okay, using some fake IP addresses that we make up, and subnet address that we make up. So instead of asking the ISP, okay, asking the system admin for a block of IP addresses, we can afford it. We use fake block of IP addresses. So we call this local network or home network. Each of the interface is assigned an IP address on the fake subnet. Okay, so these are then fake IP addresses. Now, as long as we are sending data within ourselves, should be fine. But if we want to send data out, wow, we need to be careful. And that's when we need a NAT server here at the home gateway. So NAT is sitting right here. So all packets that's leaving the local network needs to be using the real IP address, the IP address assigned by the ISP. Otherwise, it's going to be dropped, okay, at the ISP. So now, if this guy has a connection to go out, and this guy has a connection to go out, and this guy has a connection to go out, each of these connections to not collide to each other will be assigned a new port number as well here. Okay, a different source port number. Source IP address changed to the global IP, the real IP, and the port number changed to a different number so that they don't collide to each other. So that is the general idea of NAT. We'll describe the detailed mechanism slightly later. What's nice about NAT is this. We don't need to ask the ISP for a block of IP addresses, which is very expensive. One is enough, save us lots of money. There are 3 more benefits, in fact, using NAT. One is this. If we want to change the IP address in the local network, we just change it. It's not like, we're changing the IP addresses of the gateway there, which is a global ISP, which is assigned by the ISP. Then we need to inform the ISP we're changing it to somewhere else. Otherwise, traffic is not going to flow through. Okay? But if we're just changing the local machine, then there's no need of informing the ISP. Nice, convenient, so save us time. Third benefit. Well, if the ISP is not providing good enough service, we can actually switch to different ISP. And the IP addresses we have on the local machines, we don't have to reconfigure them. We just stay using the same fake subnet address, fake IP addresses. The last benefit is slightly unexpected to many of you. Okay? Those devices inside the local network, those 10.0.0.1, 10.0.0.2, those IP addresses are fake ones. Packets originated from outside, from the internet, carrying destination 10.0.0.1 is not going to flow through the internet and reaching the gateway and therefore coming back to the host. Because the IP address of the gateway is what? 138.something. That's the real IP address. That is also what people call the global IP address. And that fake address there is the virtual address, the subnet address. Okay. So subnet or virtual address or fake IP addresses are not addressable. By not addressable is what I meant is packets coming from originated from outside just have no way of reaching. Okay. So yeah, so they are therefore not visible from the internet, not visible from hackers in the internet. So it's a security plus, okay, unexpectedly.